Let's talk about this issue of Black Lives Matter. Of course, Black Lives Matter. We all know that. Everyone know that Black Lives Matter, but also every life should matter. Every single life. And if we don't value every single life and look at as humans, as human beings, then guess what? We're blind. Every last one of us are blind. Just because a certain group of people are growing up and experiencing and doing things differently because of the environment that they're raised in, we got kids who are losing their lives over decisions that they make as kids. As kids. So when we talk about Black Lives Matter, let's go to the crux of the matter. And the crux of the matter is that 400 years ago, obviously, this country thought that we were 3/5 human being. 3/5. And guess what? That was passed on from generation to generation. So who do we devalue the most in this country? And guess what? That's Black lives, obviously. But we do it to ourselves because we were trained that way. We were trained to devalue our own culture, to divide it from the lighter shades of black are okay and the darker shades are black, you got to stay away. It was trained, it was programmed, it was taught to us, and we bought into it like we were buying candy at a store. We bought into it and we live it every day. We perpetuate the stereotype every day. We glorify violence, we glorify death, we glorify the struggle. The struggle should not be glorified, the struggle should be understood. And with the understanding of the struggle, you begin to make sense of the struggle. And when you make sense of the struggle, you grow through it. You don't let it break you down. You don't let it destroy you. And that's what we're doing. We're letting the struggle destroy us. We recognize that we are in pockets of poverty in this country everywhere. Go to Baltimore, go to Washington, D.C., go to L.A., go to Chicago, go to almost every state in this country. Every city has an impoverished community, and a lot of those impoverished communities are pockets of poverty of blacks and Latin kids. And so I say this: if black lives truly matter, I challenge you to gangster, I challenge you to thug, I challenge you to drug dealer, I challenge all you guys to stop killing ourselves, because that's what we're doing. We are killing ourselves. Understand that we must protect our community and not destroy our community, because for far too long we've been destroying it because we were placed in these communities in the slums and placed in and forced to fight over scraps. And instead of us really trying to figure out and understand how the powers that be put us in these pockets of poverty to get us to fight over these scraps and to deliver welfare to our front doorsteps to say, oh, this will fix the problem, that was nothing more than a crutch to cause the problem to even grow even more. So now you are no threat in mainstream society. You have no aspirations to go above and beyond your community because you're being trained to stay there. You're being trained to fight over the scraps that you see every day. There's a world out there, people. There's a world out there, and Black Lives Matter, every life matter, and we need to embrace that. And if we don't embrace that, we're losing. And for those people, politicians, cops, president, all you guys, understand this. Our kids are being programmed to stay in these pockets of poverty. Let's begin to expose them to a different way of life. Stop trying to educate them in a classroom. Yes, it works to some extent, but this is not 1922. This is the year 2016. Evolution, change over time. And if we don't change the way our educational system is structured, our kids are going to continue to fail. The music is going to continue to perpetuate the lifestyle. The media, which glorifies the violence and glorifies the fact that there's a conflict between cops and African Americans, it's going to continue to manifest and grow into something we won't be able to control. So if we don't put an end to it and a stop and maintain the control and order now, we're going to lose this battle, and everyone will be hurt in the long run. Not just blacks, not just cops, every single person, because it's going to spread like wildflower. And now that we're in these pockets of poverty, guess what? People are going to slowly realize that we need to get out because there's nothing left, no resources. So guess where they're coming? They're coming for the resources. So if we don't educate, if we don't open the minds of our youth to give them hope, guess what? It is all going to implode, and we're all going to suffer for it. So when you talk about Black Lives Matter, every life should matter. And let's change this miserable condition that all these kids have to endure. Love life, live right, create change.